Hi, in this video, I'm going to go over numbers 1 and 2 on that Crime Reports 1 worksheet. So let me share my screen so you can see the excitement. All right, here we go. So the first thing I wanted to show you was where this data that we're using today came from. It's called UCR data, Uniform Crime Reporting. And that's a system administered by the FBI in which local law enforcement agencies turn up totals of the number of reports they took in different categories. And they turn it into the FBI, and the FBI compiles it for the whole country. And something to keep in mind, this is the number of incidents, the number of police reports people filled out. And so this is not the number of people who were arrested, or even really the number of crimes that took place, because keep in mind, for a lot of crimes, low-level crimes particularly, like drinking related crimes, say, or even muggings, no one ever fills out a report to police. Okay. So, and I wanted you to see there's crime in a bunch of categories, as well as the reports that we're looking at. They also have separate data collection on hate crime statistics, law enforcement officers killed, and also use of force. That's when a law enforcement officer uses force against a citizen. And here's another way that this is an interface for getting custom data from the collection. So the other thing I wanted you to see was this. Now this is the homepage for the Bureau of Justice Statistics, which has other kinds of criminal justice statistics, including surveys and other stuff beyond what you'll see in the UCR. Okay, so for today's exercise, here we have the data that we're using. And what this is a semi-annual report. That means it covers 6 months, with a preliminary semi-annual report comparing crime in the first 6 months of 2012 with crime in the first 6 months of 2011. And so the preliminary semi-annual report is one of the one of the UCR data products. And it's our first look at kind of current rates of crime. In this data, I groomed it a little bit, but it is set up with one city per row. And then it also has the population of each city on the row. And this is a standard table from the UCR. Okay, so the first thing that I ask you to do is to use the property crime and violent crime columns to make totals for these areas. For total violent crime and total property crime. This is question 1. And so murder, rape, robbery, and assault are all violent crimes. I'm going to insert a column. I'm sorry, insert column. And call this one so right now I'm just making the destination columns where I'm going to be putting my calculations and labeling the header rows. Okay, and in each of these, I'm going to put a formula. So in the first data cell here is the total violent crime. I'm going to start with an equal sign to let the computer know it's a formula. I'm going to do equals that plus, I don't know what happened there, that, plus that, plus that. And now you could also do that by typing in the D2, E2, F2, and G2, but I'm gonna hit return. And when I hit return, you'll notice that here we get the numerical answer from the formula, and up here we can see the formula itself. Now I'm gonna edit fill down to apply the same formula across every row. And the easy way to do that is to hover right here so you get a little black cross and then double click. And now I'm just going to visually confirm that that filled all the way to the bottom. All right, that looks good. Okay, and now we're going to make the total property crime 2012 calculation equals that plus that plus. Now, from this blank under arson, you might be tempted to think, oh my goodness, these two cities in Alabama must have had no arsons. More likely, however, the blanks indicate that there was a difference in the definition of arson between the Alabama law and federal law, which the FBI saw as preventing them from including the statistics. And that's what this footnote probably refers to, that 2 there. Okay. All right, and again, I'm just gonna go down to the bottom and make sure that the fill down function, work to the bottom of the spreadsheet here. And so the next thing I think I ask you to do or one of the next things you're asked to do in the worksheet is to now figure out the percent increase or decrease, the percent change between the 2 time periods. So let's do that using violent crime. And we remember that the formula is new minus old divided by old. So that is, we're looking at violent crime. The new will be the newer time period, which is and it's important in this. I'm sorry, I started talking. Now, it's important when you do this to use the order of operation parentheses here. Divided by old. There's the numeric answer. There is our percent change formula. I'm going to fill it down. And it looks a little funny as a percent because we're used to seeing percents multiplied by 100, right? And so I'm going to reformat this as a percent. I'm going to the home area here, changing it to percent. And so now it looks more like what we're used to seeing for percentages. And I probably ask in the worksheet to figure out the highest and lowest. To do that, click here to highlight the whole sheet. I'm going to go there, filter. And then by doing that, of course, I added these little filter pull-down menus for all of them. And we can sort from high to low, low to high. And there we go. So one thing, of course, you'll remember, if you get a negative % change, that means the number declined, which does happen, of course. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great week. Be in touch.